Hello, my fact finders. Today, I'm going to give you the puzzling task of finding me 5 very quick facts about Rubik's Cubes. Oh! And you have 30 minutes. Your time starts now. Big Fact Hunt! Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Big Fact Hunt. Oh, I said it like the sweary way. Welcome back.
Oh no.
If you like swears or not. My lovely friends, Nathan James Kenny, Thomas Valerie Adams, and Jennifer Jill have been out for the last 30 minutes looking for facts about Rubik's Cubes. I love Rubik's Cubes, and I know very little about them. That's all going to change tonight, thanks to these guys. Let's get straight into it, and I want to hear, first of all, from my very good friend, Mr. Nathan Kenny.
Did you guys know that the largest Rubik's Cube in the world is a lie?
What?
No.
What?
So the largest Rubik's Cube in the world was unveiled in Nina Mall in Hong Kong on the 28th of March 2021. You can do it. It's arranged such that you can push it over and turn things around and all that sort of thing. The reason I say it's a lie, though, is, okay, this is going to get a little bit esoteric, but bear with me. It is 2.503 by 2.505 by 2.502 meters.
So it's not a cube.
That, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
A cube is a cube, right? It's not a cube. It's a oblate spheroid. I don't know what it actually is.
It's not an oblate spheroid. It's not an oblate spheroid.
I don't know what the words are for the things that aren't a
cube, an off cube.
But it's
wow.
A trapezoid. I think it's called a trapezoid.
It's a lie. It's a lie all the way down.
But then how does it work? Surely then if you rotated it, the sides wouldn't match.
I don't know. Wait.
You'd end up with bits standing up against
They wouldn't line up, yeah.
I'm going to put it out there that the difference is about a centimetre in terms of size. In
I think we could all tell,
Tom. Less than a centimetre.
Less than a centimetre in size. And so you just can't tell if something is a centimetre smaller than you've been telling everyone it was.
Depends what you're starting with.
You're talking about dicks,
definitely not true.
Tom's talking about dicks.
I'm talking about rulers, because my dick rules.
Jennifer Jewell, a fact from you, please.
Rubik's Cube is the same age as Dario Naharis, noted Game of Thrones hottie.
I've never seen Game of Thrones. Would I know who that character is?
He's not a massive character. He comes in as a love interest for Daenerys. The mother of dragons, the sexy Aryan-looking lady.
Oh, is she the one that was in The Parole Officer with Steve Coogan? I've never seen Game of Thrones, but this sounds like a good birthday fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, it is a good birthday fact. It's kind of slightly cheeky because there is a Hungarian patent which predates this, and obviously the Rubik's Cube existed before it was patented. But the only patent I could find with a date was the American patent, which is the 29th of March, 1983, which is much later than I thought it was.
Wow.
But that means that the Rubik's Cube's American legal origin is the exact same age as noted English actor Ed Skrein, who is also famous for replacing Jason Statham in the action film The Transporter Refueled. So one of those is doing very well.
Jen, your birthday facts are always about people I've literally never heard of.
I thought one day I'm just going to make one up and you're not even going to blink. It's going to be great.
Yeah. I like the idea that that person also replaced Jason Statham as a diver. Do you remember how Jason Statham went to like the Auckland Commonwealth Games as a diver?
No way, really?
Yeah.
He's
amazing. So cool.
He's a legit proper diver, then became an actor.
But can he knit as well as
Tom Daly?
Tom Daly, thank you.
Tom Daly, yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's me, Jason Statham, and I'm just going to solve this Rubik's Cube.
I really hope that Tom Daly becomes an action film star. I think that would be a great character arc.
He's wearing Speedos.
And a hand-knitted cardigan.
Yep, that's it. That's the one. Tom, give us a fact, please.
Well, if you were a child in 1983 getting up on Saturday morning you might be inclined to watch Rubik, the Amazing Cube, an animated series based on the puzzle created by Uno Rubik. It features a magic Rubik's cube called Rubik, who can fly and has magic powers and can only come alive when he's solved. And if he's unsolved, he goes to a life of living hell.
That sounds
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Lying on his side, watching children being slaughtered, going, please, someone, please.
Solve me, solve me.
Is that where Toy Story got its inspiration from?
Yep.
Yeah. Is there a Rubik's
yeah,
Cube in
but-
Toy Story?
No, I don't believe so.
No, they don't
That's
have
right.
souls.
That's why it was a bad movie.
uh,
yeah.
There were only 13 episodes. Some of the episode titles were Honolulu Rubik, Time Machine Rubik, and Rubik and the Lucky Helmet.
Wow. Wait.
I got a lucky helmet for you.
Was that the episode that
Oh,
Rubik
no.
lost his virginity to Tom? I love that, and I'm definitely going to try and find it as soon as we finish this conversation. Jen, can we please have another fact?
You can indeed. Did you know that the Rubik's Cube is actually a stealth way of getting maths into your life?
What? Stealth maths? I'm interested.
So the Rubik's Cube was designed, as we all know, by Erlo Rubik, or Rubik Erlo, as he would have been known in his native Hungary. And he was from 1971 to 1979. He was a professor of architecture at the Budapest College of Applied Arts.
Oh.
And he designed the Rubik's Cube as part of like a hobby that he had of building three-dimensional geospatial models, I think it is.
Ooh.
And he designed the Rubik's Cube as a useful tool for teaching algebraic group theory.
It's quite a
So the
complex way of
initial-
teaching that. But,
Yeah. The original one was just bits of wood with holes drilled in them and rubber bands holding it all together. But he designed it to try and help his students conceptualize three-dimensional like physics and the way that things move and slot together. And you may think that you're having a really fun time playing with a brightly colored cube, but actually you're learning maths.
Jen, the joke is on you because I love maths.
But that's actually an important thing. So you don't have to be smart. Like a Rubik's Cube is not a determination of how smart you are. It's all it is a determination of how good you are with your hands and how good you are remembering stuff.
Sounds pretty smart
You
to
don't have to
me.
be intelligent. You don't look at a Rubik's Cube and go like, I know how to solve this. You just go "Bup, bup, 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 bup," and then you're done.
There's
Like-
a reason that there's no like they don't hand you a Rubik's Cube halfway through the medical school entrance exams. Like it's not part of that.
I learned how to do a Rubik's Cube at high school, and then part of the UMAT test, which is about gaining entry to medicine and dentistry like I did, is that there is they call it non-verbal reasoning, the whole section of that is that people just suck at, like, and
It's just eyebrow
it's the whole-
technique.
Which of
Yeah.
these two-dimensional shapes, when folded up, forms a cube and all that kind of stuff?
yeah, all that stuff like that.
No.
And-
It's arguing with your eyebrows. It's going, and then you lift one eyebrow, and then the other person frowns, and then you've got to lift the other one, and then it's basically who can negotiate the best deal using nothing but eyebrows and facial features.
Who
I
knows?
took a whole class on negotiation at law school.
On eyebrow negotiation.
Yeah, 90% of the class was eyebrows. It was really interesting.
Great. Do you know who wouldn't be good at that class? Mona Lisa. Sorry, continue.
Well, she really wouldn't because the lecturer was Saloni Mize. So her first initial and last name is Smize, which as we
Oh
all
my
remember
God.
from America's Next Top Model is smiling with your eyes.
That's right.
That,
I also-
that is the closest thing to a made-up name I have ever heard, Jen. So,
She was great. She used to come
Telling me
to
lies.
class.
Her name was Telling Me Lies.
Yeah.
She used to
Sweet
come
little
to,
lies.
to class in like Lord of the Rings like comedy t-shirts. Like this
Great.
t-shirt reads blue when orcs are near, written in blue script. It's very cute.
I would like to please hear another fact from the lovely Tom Adams.
So we all know about the world of professional Rubik's cubers, or
Mhm.
speed cubing, as it's called. But I have one word for you: cube lube.
I thought you were going to say virgins.
I mean, there's a crossover.
potato, tomato, tomato.
Yeah.
No, cube lube.
Cube lube. It's good. It's good stuff.
It's It's a water-based lubricant used to help your cube do the spins and twirls that it needs to do to
Yeah.
solve itself as fast as you can.
You
But
end up
what I
having
really love is-
these sort of crusty old ones that don't move at all and they're yuck.
Yeah.
But then for your 37th birthday, you ask for a speed cube, and oh my god, it's so good.
My favorite thing is that I went to the speedcubeshop.com to look at their Cube Lube brands, and they're basically indistinguishable from vape flavors. Like it's Martian, Stardust, Nebula, Cosmos. It's like things that you would buy from a place that sells bongs trying to say that they're vases.
Yeah. There's something about rhyming, eh? Like anything that rhymes. They did a study about that, didn't they? If there's a rule that rhymes, you're more likely to believe it. Like
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
what's it
you
called?
have to see.
Yeah.
Ablative reduplication or something.
they should have made it rhyme.
For a rhyme to believe it, you better not leave it. And then it's you remember it.
And then you're like, yes, of
So I-
course. Nathan Kenny, my friend, please give us a fact.
The largest Rubik's Cube that you can get your hands on, you can get your hands on for free if you have the appropriate apparatus. So you can go to the Thingiverse, which is where 3D printing sort of templates exist and are put up by nice people. And you can download a 3D printing schematic to download yourself a 22 by 22 Rubik's Cube. So that is a Rubik's Cube that has 484 squares per side, which has 2,904 squares in total, and is functionally like within like the heat death
Functionally
time
dead.
before the heat death of the universe.
Yeah.
Your brain couldn't but you can download it and make it for yourself
Wow, wait.
if you would like.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
I've got a 5x5x5, but it's like holding a ball of sand that you have to sort of move around and juggle around, and it's awesome. That's if you've got the appropriate amount of cube lube to keep it going.
it's only 8 inches by 8 inches by 8 inches.
I don't know how
So
long
it's
that
quite
is.
small.
That's not what she said.
Or it's quite big if you're Thom. But it's
It's big for anyone.
Isn't that like 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters?
yeah. But for 22 by 22 by 22
Those are
squares,
very small
Quite
squares.
yeah. I've got a 2x2x2 and a 1x1x1. Mr. Tom Adams, please.
Someone has solved a Rubik. I mean, this is probably not that much of a fact, but people have solved Rubik's Cubes whilst falling out of planes. That's not a big deal.
Whoa. Oh yeah, no big
But
deal.
Ludwig Ficht, yeah, not a big deal. Ludwig Ficht solved a puzzle in 31 seconds whilst falling in a rubber boat.
What?
He was falling, he jumped out of a plane in a rubber boat and then solved the cube and then pulled his parachute after 5,000, nearly 6,000 feet of falling in his boat. And in his quote, solving the cube in freefall has been done before, but I'm the first to do it in a rubber boat.
Yeah, it's good. You got to find your niche.
I'm more impressed by how he managed to keep himself in the rubber boat while in free fall, because presumably the surface area of the boat would make it want to go away from him.
I'm not a scientist. I don't.
He was probably strapped in, Jen. He was wearing his seatbelt appropriately.
That's pretty
I
good.
think that would be dangerous for parachute deployment.
I think the whole thing about parachute deployment is quite dangerous. Oh wow! I wonder if he landed it on the water.
Be
He's
awkward
dead.
if you just came down like on top of a cow.
No, because you'd bounce. Boing. You'd squeeze all the milk and the shit out of the cow. It'd be hilarious.
It would be pretty good, actually. All things considered. Probably one of the best times we'll ever have.
Yeah, it's right up there. Nathan Kenny.
So earlier we were talking about how you don't have to be particularly smart to solve a Rubik's Cube. You just
Which
need to
I
know.
disagree with.
Celebrities that have solved Rubik's Cubes live on air include
This is
Bieber.
what I want to hear.
Are these
Justin
celebrities
Bieber.
or are these like Jen birthday celebrities?
We'll
I
listen,
don't
we'll
know.
listen
Have you
and have a
heard of
look.
Justin Bieber? So 83 seconds. He solved Rubik's Cube, and you can go to YouTube and download it and watch it. And
Amazing.
I'm not sure, but I don't believe he is known as an intellectual.
Sorry, one
so-
second. Kenny just said you download the YouTube channel. Kenny, are you downloading your YouTube videos? Because this is
Yeah.
going to really slow down
I
your...
print them off frame by frame. Other
Then
people,
run them as a
other
flip book.
celebrities. Yeah. Will Smith also learned how to solve Rubik's cubes for Pursuit of Happiness,
Right.
and so like proper method acting, right? Like, so he can actually solve a Rubik's cube in less than 60 seconds, and does so as a party trick repeatedly. And the last celebrity that I want to talk about is Stephen Curry, the basketballer. He was so
Really?
bored during the COVID lockdowns that, along with lots of other things that he documented himself learning, he learned how to solve Rubik's cubes blindfold.
See,
How?
I'm legally blind, so I feel like I can claim that anyway.
So he looks at it, memorizes what it looks like, and then he just blindfolds himself and solves it.
It's
I
amazing.
feel like I'm much less impressed by the solving than the memorizing where all of the dots on a Rubik's Cube are. That's
Yeah.
really impressive. You're doing it in front of a crowd, you just wait until they all go, "Yeah, well done." And you're
Yeah.
like,
Every turn you're like,
"Yay, well done, Sam, well done."
Yay!
the thing that people don't realize about Rubik's Cube is all the middle spots, they always stay the same. And then
Mhm.
so then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9,
16,
10, 11, 12.
17, 18, 19, 20. There are only 20 different cubes that you're moving around. That corner there is one functional cube, and that side is one functional side. So it's just the 20 that you're moving
Oh.
around.
A little bit less impressive. I'm still impressed by that, being able to remember the positions of all the dots.
Maybe it's a 1x1 cube though. So
Steph Curry, Will Smith, Justin
Justin
Bieber.
Bieber.
Very good. Can I just say, well done, men.
Mhm.
We did it, guys.
Steph is a girl's name quite commonly. So
That's true.
We'll
I'm
claim
not
it.
going to tell him. I'm not going to tell him.
No, Steph Curry's fairly short. I think he's only 6'8".
Oh, so
Genuine-
he's a little shrampy.
I think he's genuinely like 6'2". Good sports
He's
facts.
6'2". He's shorter than my husband.
Yeah, we get it, Jen. You got a husband.
You can have a husband too, Sam. I believe in you.
I can't because Meg won't let me. Jennifer Jewell, can we please have another fact?
So Nathan was telling us earlier about very large Rubik's cubes, but what if I told you that the largest Rubik's cube in existence, A, has only been solved by 12 people ever, and B, doesn't actually exist in the
Whoa.
technical sense?
Explain everything you just said.
The largest Rubik's cube that I've been able to find evidence of, only 12 people have solved it, and it only exists online. Called the 120 cell, it's a four-dimensional geometric figure comprised of 120 dodecahedra, which in turn is a three-dimensional figure composed of 12 pentagons. The puzzle is rendered in only one size, that is 3 cubies on a side, but it has 6 coloring schemes of varying difficulty. The full puzzle requires a different color for each cell, so 120 colors. The large number of colors adds to the difficulty of the puzzle, and the easiest form is 2 interlocking tori, each torus forming a ring of cubies in different dimensions. I only understand about half of the words that I just said.
That sounded like my horoscope.
But because it's in more than 3 dimensions, I am terrible at this stuff. I just genuinely can't conceptualize how this works.
4 dimension is just time, right?
Well, I think the 4th dimension is actually color in this instance, because the dimension that you're trying to align everything with is color, I think. I don't understand how it works.
It
Yeah.
sounds very clever, and therefore you need to be clever to solve Rubik's cubes. I think
I think you need
we've
to be
tested it.
clever to understand how this works, because although 12 people have solved the cube, the number of achievable combinations has not yet been mathematically proven. 10
Oh,
to
I
the power
love
of
that.
8,126 is considered to be an upper bound.
That's a good amount of numbers. I love that. Very
I
good.
highly recommend looking up these like conceptual multi-dimensional cubes, because they're really a sight to see. Yeah. Plus, anytime anyone says multi-dimensional, I just start thinking about like Doctor Strange and multiverse. So
Of course you do, you big old nerd. Got brown urine? Try water. It's H2O, so good for you. And it's H2O, so versatile. Add it to a tea bag to make tea. Add it to a coffee bean to make a coffee. And add it to an empty glass of water to make a glass of water. And today, Water is running a special promo just for listeners of this podcast, The Big Fact Hunt. Use the special code BONA420 for 69% off your next purchase. That's right. You can get 5 liters of water delivered to your door for just 5 easy payments of $5,000. Water, because ice is too cold and steam is too burny. And now, back to the hunt. Nathan Kenny, please give me another fantastic fact.
Have you guys heard about the 13-year-old who became a millionaire on the back of Rubik's Cubes?
No.
So after Rubik's Cubes became a global phenomenon in the early 1980s, a 13-year-old called Patrick Bossett wrote a book called You Can Do the Cube. Which is quite funny when you think of things like Cube Loop and stuff. But it sold 1.5 million copies.
Amazing.
And it's still being sold today. So this 13-year-old wrote a bestseller.
13-year-olds are clever.
So that was the end of my fact.
Kenny, it was great. I like the idea that the book was like written like an angsty teenager. Like you do this, but like, what if you don't do whatever your mum tells you to do?
I don't think
I'll help you understand the cube like no one understands you.
Yeah.
No, I think you can picture what this kid looks like very clearly in your head, and then you can go and Google it and it'd be like, yep.
Jennifer Jewell, another fact, please.
My fact, I looked into the history of things like Rubik's Cubes, and the oldest known mechanical puzzle comes from Greece and appeared in the 3rd century BC. But I looked into other kind of fun mechanical puzzles that they had around that time. And one of the coolest ones, which have persisted in various forms to this day, were trick drinking vessels. So ones where if you try to drink out of the lip, nothing comes out, or it splashes down onto your pants and makes it look like you've peed yourself.
Funny.
And there was one that was very popular, which to fill, you had to pour the water into an opening right at the bottom of the cup, and then that would fill it up.
I love that stuff, eh?
That's really cool.
Fun with physics.
It's a bit like that wine. There's a wine holder that's like a small bit of wood, and it balances a full bottle of wine.
Yes, and it makes it look like the wine is kind of floating.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. Wait, so Greece and what century did you say? The 3rd?
3rd century BCE.
Those Greeks, they love to drink wine and have sex with young boys. Awesome.
That's my Greeks.
And over to our Greek audience.
Yeah, shout out to our Greek audience, Dino Stamatopoulos, Starburns from Community, and the guy who wrote The Audition, a wonderful sketch from Mr. Shaw. Next fact, please, from Mr. Thom Adams.
Every single Rubik's Cube can be solved within 20 moves or less.
Yeah, that makes me angry.
Because it's taken you a lot more than that, I bet.
Yeah, the fastest I've ever done it is 58 seconds. And now I can do it.
You're faster than Will Smith.
Yeah, that was back when I was a teenager. I'm still at about 2 minutes. But also I'm blind, so like in the para Rubik's Cubes, I'm doing great. It's that thing of like in a chessboard when they say like, oh, if I put 1 grain of rice on the first one, 2 on the second, 4 on the next, 8, and so on, you end up with like all the rice that's ever been in the world ever throughout the history of mankind. Maths is unfathomable.
Hard.
Yeah. Oh no, it's quite easy for clever people like myself, but
And Justin Bieber.
for me and Justin Bieber and Will Smith.
Baby.
Friend of the show, Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Maybe that song was a demonstration of complex mathematical modeling. How many words can I reduce a song down to and still have it technically be a song?
What he was doing was putting 1 baby on the first square of the chessboard.
We have a very short time for some fast facts, so please take them away real quick. We'll go first with Jen, please.
Rubik's Cubes, there have been more than 350 million of them sold globally. I looked for other things which are around 350 million. And on one day in June 2019, Ethiopia planted 350 million trees.
Whoa, that's a lot of trees.
When Rubik's Cubes came to England in 1982, they discovered that there was a huge amount of lead in the plastic discs, particularly yellow, nearly 10 times the recommended amount.
Ooh.
There are 2 medical conditions associated with Rubik's cubing. There's Rubik's wrist, which is what happens if you speed cube too much.
Oh.
And you can also get cube as thumb from doing the same thing. But it's not all doom and gloom on the medical front. Doing Rubik's cubes can stave off dementia, and it's very good after strokes for working on your fine motor control.
Guys, this has been an absolute treat for me. I know some people find these beautiful cubes to be a bit nerdy and a bit boring, but those people are a bit nerdy and a bit boring. Rubik's cubes are great. They're fun. You can do it by yourself. You don't need power. Everyone's impressed by it. Well done. Everyone's been great. I came into this wanting to find out about people who, like me, can solve Rubik's Cube. And one person delivered that to me in spades. And the man with the spades was Mr. Nathan Kenny. For knowing that Justin Bieber, Will Smith, and Steph Curry can do Rubik's Cube. Kenny, you win the show. Round of applause. Well done. Thank you for your fine work, my friend.
Yeah, I'll try and put it all together next week in a way that is new and different and can be solved in less than 20 minutes.
It's all good, mate. It's not that hard. You don't have to be that smart.
Everyone, thank you very much for listening and watching and for being great. I presume you've been great. If you haven't done something that's great, like a murder or something, don't listen to what I just said. That's not great. Please keep listening to this and watching this and sharing it with your friends. Give us a like, give us a share. Chuck a comment down. Can you solve a Rubik's Cube? How fast can you solve it? Can you not solve a Rubik's Cube? How fast can you not solve it? Let us know, and we will see you next week. All right, fuck off. Get out of here.